Hi there, and welcome to Rose Sky Tarot. This reading is for Capricorn for the 31st of December 2018. Now, it's a general reading, so may not suit everyone, but hopefully there's a message in here just for you. Enjoy. Okay, let's have a look at these top three cards here. Now, these came from the bottom of the deck, and I'm going to use them as an indicator of what the reading is going to be about. Now we have the Five of Wands in reverse, we have the King of Cups and the Page of Swords in reverse. Now, has there been disagreements that have become very serious and they've possibly turned into aggression, and serious fighting? And it could even be that there are a group of people that are going out their way to be malicious and cause trouble to an extent that is very damaging. But could it be that this is you? Are you this person? And I know that in the card it's a male card and it's about someone who's in control. So could it be that this is something that you're organising rather than, it's more about leadership rather than being a male? So it could be that this is a man or a woman who is following their heart and doing something that they feel is worthwhile and worth the energy. And it's about being responsible for the things that you do and your actions. And looking at the comparison between these two cards, we have the negativity and we have the positivity here. So there's a discrepancy between those two cards. And again we move on to the Page of Swords, and this again is about harsh words, about people acting out against each other in a negative way, or people taking pleasure in another's downfall, and having malicious gossip about them even. So we have this person who cares and feels a great responsibility in what they're doing in between two groups of people who are fighting and being aggressive and being caustic and malicious. So there's a direct opposition in those two things. Okay, let's move on and we'll look at the larger reading. There we go. Right then. We have the Three of Pentacles, the Tower in reverse, and the Death card. Now, there is something that you're involved in. Something that has taken planning, it's taken inspiration, and it's taken great artistry, skilled work. And this is for a good cause. This is something that would be beneficial for the community. Something that's being created for them. And it's a worthwhile cause. And it's taking a lot of teamwork to pull this off. But the thing is that there's a lot of resistance about this project. There's going to be long-term upset for whatever this thing is if it goes ahead. And a lot of people fear long-term changes. People don't like it. And they may put lots of difficult, get the teeth in, difficulties and, obstacles in your way because they don't like this change. Because they don't want to have to end what they had in the past. They don't want this new thing. But the thing is this card is about transformation. It is about new beginnings, about letting go of the old way of doing things and transforming into the new. So there's a direct opposition in these two views. Now let's move on to the Page of Wands in reverse, the Queen of Swords and the Two of Swords. Now, this conflict of interest, the positive and the negative, and this person here is about resisting. They're not happy, they're not enthusiastic about the changes that might be happening. And, it could be that this is where the upheaval is coming from. Because this person is using temper and aggression as a way of hindering what's going to change. And it could be that, you approach someone that trust, or it could be an advisor even, and how to communicate, how to get your points across in the best way, how to help solve the problems that are arising here and find out a way of moving forward. And that this is the best person that you could possibly be asking, because they have probably experienced this in the past. They have probably, and moving on to the Two of Swords, seen both sides of the coin. Because again, this is about conflict. The things that you know, the things that you're planning for, all the information that you have is saying one thing. But you don't seem to know everything. You don't have the full picture. And your heart is saying something different. So there's a conflict within yourself about which is the better path to go. But because you don't know everything, or you may be delaying taking a side until you know more, till you get more advice. Because can you see both sides of the coin? Can you understand other people's intentions? But you can also understand why, the over emotions are happening, but also you're following your heart in this fantastic new creation. So within this top row on its own, we're going to extremes of emotions between something happening for the benefit and something happening for the worst, the good and the bad. And this is what the advice is about, and this is what you're undecided about, but you can see both sides. Let's move down. We have the Ten of Swords in reverse, we have the Two of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups in reverse. Now, whatever this change is, whatever this benefit is something that's turning into a huge drama. It's turning into the soaps that you watch on the TV. And it's turning into a piece of entertainment and conflict rather than the pure intention and benefit that you intended it to be. And, it's something that you're refusing to let go of because you can see the benefit. And moving on to this one is that you are putting so much energy into trying to combat all of the upheavals and the difficulties and the challenges that you're working 10 to the dozen. And although you're trying to create a balance, you are dealing with constant crisis and you're trying your best to show a calm face in that. And people aren't seeing the benefits. They're seeing the good way of life that was there before without actually seeing the negative sides of those things. And because they have their focus on the past rather than the future, this change is something that they're going to resist. Now, let's move on. We have the Five of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Seven of Swords in reverse. Now, yet again, we have another card in an extreme setting in that one person is winning in victory and the other person is losing and in defeat. And again, the swords are there, so there is aggression. And the thing is though that this doesn't really tell the whole story. Doesn't tell you the big picture about everything that's going on. And people can live in the past and romanticise the things that they had and even be, very unenthusiastic about it and not want it, the new thing, and even be aggressive in how they put this across. But you need to look at the bigger picture of the benefits here. And moving on to the Ace of Cups, that there has to be some sort of common ground. Because, and that could be why you're looking for the advice and to trying to find a peaceful way to negotiate, to create this new world. And there is a lot of overwhelming emotions here. That people are so caught up in the past and, the fight because they don't want the changes, that common ground is going to be difficult to get. But this is something that is going to be beneficial. It is a transformation that really is required, even if people are not wanting to see it. And people possibly do want this plan to fail because they don't like what it is that you're doing. They liked it in the past. And they want to expose the frailties in it. But it really comes down to perception. It comes down to a choice between your head and your heart. It comes down to looking at the bigger picture. Okay, let's bring these other cards back in. Now, we had the Five of Wands in reverse, we had the King of Cups, and we had the Page of Swords in reverse. Now, aggression and, causing upset and malicious gossip and, fights and, this is the pinnacle of someone not, or people as a group, not liking what is happening. They've got no consensus, and their emotions are so high that, the aggression has elevated. But the thing is that, the intention was pure. You're following what you think would be a good thing. You're trying to be responsible. But the people round about you are not liking that. And it could be that you are caught up in arguments. That malicious gossip is being spread about you. That people are taking pleasure in you being hurt. But the thing is that you need to remember is that your heart's in the right place. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, and I hope that this has been helpful for you in some way. But it is a very conflicted reading that may go on for some time. It could be something that is not an easy answer. And you're having to battle yourself as well as other people, and you don't know the best path to go down because you don't have all of the information. All right, I'm going to leave it there, and I hope that you have a wonderful new year, and I'll see you next time. Bye.